Hello, hello, hello. Um, just picking off from my last vlog. I ended that like Wednesday or Thursday. It's now Sunday, and some things have been done. Um, Unfortunate things. So I ended up filing a claim with the other person's insurance first because my insurance, so the first person I spoke to, couldn't help because their systems were updating. She's like, call back and like, not even joke, she's like, about an hour or two, and then we can like file a claim. Or you can do it online if you want to do that, like, because she's like, once the systems are up, it'll just like pull your claim in and get it all like set up for you. But she's like, but if you're like concerned about like maybe missing detail or something, you can just like call in, because one way or another we have to still do like a recorded statement for you, so it's like you're gonna repeat yourself one way or another if you do it online. So I ended up just calling back, and the second person I talked to was just like, they definitely were confused. They were like, okay, so are you our customer, or are you the other company's customer? And I'm like, I'm your customer. And they're like, okay. Like, did you hit them or they hit you? I'm like, they hit me. Like, okay, talk to their insurance. You should really talk to them. I'm like, what? And he's like, what? And they just like, I transferred me over to the other insurance company, because I told him like who it was, obviously. And that insurance company was just like, I mean, yeah, we can definitely like file a claim for you. You know, we you don't have, as long as you have the proper info, we can file a claim if we have to. And that was just like the intake person. And then on Friday, I got called by the adjuster. No, on Thursday, maybe I did it on Wednesday. On Thursday, I got called by the adjuster of the other person's insurance. Anyways, the insurance adjuster called for the other company, and they were like, after going through all the steps and getting the official statement and everything, they're like, I'm going to be honest with you, just based on traffic laws, you're probably going to be majority at fault. But then she's like, you wouldn't be 100% at fault, because based on what you're saying, if it matches up with what the other person says, it sounds like there was some negligence on the person who hit you. But I was coming off of a stop sign. So unfortunately, unless somehow they admit they were speeding or something, or were not paying attention, like distracted driving type of thing, where they clearly would have had reaction time. But essentially, they're like, gonna be fully transparent, you really should talk to your own insurance and get a claim going with them. I'm so sorry that they like sent you directly over here. It assumed you just need to talk to us. It's like, well, if we can't help you, or if we feel you are majority at fault, we're gonna go into your insurance anyways, be like, hey, you know. So it's just like, just to make sure your car can get like fixed and everything, talk to your insurance. So literally right after that, I filed a claim online with my insurance, and was like, why not even joking, it assigned, oh, the lighting is changing drastically, we love that. It assigned an adjuster almost immediately, which is kind of nice. And then I tried calling, but it was too late. The adjuster had already like left for the day. And then the next day, Friday, I waited until like maybe 2 p.m, and I hadn't heard back, and I didn't want to be annoying, because I know with these adjusters, like, you're not their only client, you're not their only case. So I sent an email with just like my thoughts of what's going on, and I'm like, I don't really want to try calling right now, so I don't feel like I'm being annoying. I just had a lot of questions. And he literally called me almost immediately afterwards, and he was just like, I'm not calling because of your email, I'm calling because I legit was just actually about to call you. I'm like, oh. He's like, but I did get your email, and I did read it first. But yeah, so I filed that. My adjuster called, and he went over it, and he's like, I'm gonna be very honest, based on what you're telling me and the fact of what you told me about the other company, like, I think you're also gonna be seen as majority at fault here, again, strictly because of traffic laws. Like, coming off of a stop sign, I didn't have the right of way, so it's really hard to fight that unless I could somehow prove that the other person was being negligent, you know, distracted driver, speeding, etc. I did submit photos showing like the stop I was at and how it is obstructed. Oh, hold on. Anyways, so unfortunately, he's like, based on your insurance, like you will get your car fixed. If they put any claims in against you for like medical things, you're covered. You have like $50,000 in coverage for like car repairs for the other person, and you have medical and all that. So like you're okay. So if they say they suddenly have a broken arm, you're literally fine. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then like my car got towed, and I went over that with them, and I was just like, it's already out of shop. Like I feel bad because it's like a local place, and they're like, you can use them. That's fine. The only reason why we recommend using like one of our places that we're like contracted with, so to speak, is because it allows that shop to like upload documents to my case directly, opposed to like an individual shop, they'd have to like email it in or fax it in or something. So it's going to be a delay, opposed to the contracted shop where they could literally put it right in the system and I could see it within a couple minutes type of thing, and then it also gives them like leverage if the shop doesn't do something very well. Then my insurance say, hey, you have to fix this, and then my insurance will cover it. However, if it's an individual shop where they're not contracted, it's like it's a little harder to get things handled, so I had to worry about that, and my adjuster's like, I can get a tow truck to take care of it for you. Like, you literally just have to call the place and say, hey, my car is going to come get towed. Do I have to like come sign for it or something? And I called, and the local shop was definitely pissed that I didn't want to give them business, but it's like, I'm trying to make my life the easiest as possible, and if my insurance is like, hey, this is going to be our easiest route for you, I'm just going to follow that advice, because, they're going to pay for like 99% of this repair. And the shop that they recommended is also one that I've like, my Bronco was fixed at when the dealership hit it last year. So it's like, I know what their quality of work is. And the shop who towed it was just called by the police. I didn't even know they existed. But it is what it is. So there's that. I'm just basically waiting for the shop to call me, because this all happened on Friday. The shop isn't going to call me until Monday or Tuesday to give me like an update, like, okay, here's what the damage is, here's what it's going to cost, so that way I know what I got to pay, because I got to pay my deductible out of it, obviously. And then the timeline, and then I can figure out like, when am I going to get a rental car. Like, I can get one now, I'm going to my adjuster, because the car's not drivable and it's also not in my possession. But I'm holding off because rental cars are expensive. I don't have a high rental amount for my insurance, because I didn't think this was going to happen. So I only have $30 a day, and like I get like a discount if I use the rental agency that my insurance is contracted with, which happens to be the only good one in my area, funny enough. But I only have $30 a day, up to $900 per claim, which is essentially 30 calendar days. But the problem is the pricing. I have to call and ask, because I'm confused. So the pricing is already cheaper than the website, but the problem is I don't know if the pricing it's showing me, because it's through like a portal. I don't know if it's showing me what it would be for me out of pocket, or if it's showing me the price before the deduction. Because if I look at the pricing on, it's Enterprise, by the way. If I look at Enterprise's website, their pricing doesn't match up. Like, if I take $30 off their listed price, it doesn't match the prices in the portal. So that's where I'm like, I need to call them and ask, like, is this before or after? Because like it's definitely not $30. So I'm like, I think it's the before, which would be kind of nice if it is, because then like I will worry a little less there. Because like, for example, the cheapest is $31. Actually, around it's like $32 a day essentially. So if that's the before, that means I'd only paying $2 out of my pocket a day. I could do that. That's okay. But if it isn't the before, then I really gotta like figure out, when do I absolutely need a car. So it all depends what the collision sitter says, and then once I find out the timeline from them, which I should find out like their expected timeline, then maybe like on this upcoming Friday, I'll book a car, or potentially the following Friday. It really just depends, because like I'm going out to eat with my parents for Easter like the day before. It's that Saturday, and I don't wish to have them pick me up and then have to explain all that to them. I won't literally say anything unless they know I'm in a different car. It's one of those things where it's like, once I've moved out of my parents' house, I kind of didn't feel like telling them a lot of things, because they weren't telling me a lot of things when things happened. Like, my mom got into a car accident and she didn't tell me. So I'm like, I'm gonna follow suit, Mom, and we're not gonna talk about it unless it gets brought up somehow. So, there's that. But now I gotta worry about everything. Like, I had the other insurance company call me yesterday. I didn't pick it up because I didn't recognize the number. It happened to be a number like in my state, so I was like, what? I don't even want in state calling me, because my adjuster's in Illinois. They're in Chicago work, and then the other adjuster who called me was in like Maryland, I think. So to have a number call me from in my state, I was confused. Apparently it was like a local person for the other insurance, like a local agent or something, maybe. I don't know. I think they were probably just calling to tell me that like my claim wasn't going to go through in my favor, which is fine. I was already alerted that probably wasn't going to happen. So like, I will say, well, obviously your individual adjuster for like your own insurance, their job is to try to get it in your favor. But I do appreciate both adjusters were very bluntly and just like, due to traffic laws, like there's not much we can do. But they've been both very, very neutral about everything. So, that's fun. Although my adjuster did ask one thing that the other insurance didn't, which was, do you know what damage happened to the other car? I assume maybe because like he's assuming that we're gonna have to pay out, obviously, so he kind of needs to be prepped for that, because he's gonna have to reach out to them, obviously. And I was like, I don't know, because their bumper was already zip tied on and they already had damage, so I actually don't know what damage happened from them hitting me, which I can at least say that they did hit me, but due to right of way, I will have majority fault, unfortunately. And that's just life, and it sucks. At least my deductible was only $500, which is still a lot, but it could be worse. Like, I could be in the hospital, I could have medical debt from that or something. Like, there's so many things. I could be, like, my car could have got totaled, which would be worse, because then I'd have no car at all, But I will say, like, not sleeping and not really be eating, and basically I can't leave the house unless I walk somewhere or I get like an Uber or something. It's just, I feel so trapped, and like it makes me feel helpless. Like, I'm in my 30s and I feel like I'm a teenager again, and it's like I got suspended at school or something, which has never happened. But it feels like I got suspended at school or something, and it's like I can't go I can't go see my friends. I can't do anything. I mean, I live with my friends, so it's not like I'm by myself or something, but I don't know. It stinks. It stinks. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it here for now, and I will check back in once I know more. So I will see you all in the next video. Bye.